Okay, folks, this is Didi Pham talking to you from the virtual studio of One Man Media. Um, Actually, we're gonna continue because yesterday uh, I tried to stop and take a break, and I want to get back, but I was too tired, so that's why I just delay for a day. So I'm back now, and hopefully is there's nothing missing. So welcome back to Lincoln Village, San Antonio, Texas. And just briefly, just briefly, today I have something very new in my background. As you see, uh, this is powerful. This is very, very powerful because of some sort of images like this. I just try to emphasize to people. Okay, what else? What else do you need to believe in God, right? People asking for the miracles, everything. So right behind me, okay, in the background, you can see that the real images from the Hubble telescope. So this is very powerful. What else do you need, right? Miracles. This is some kind of miracles, and this is one of the very, very good, very good evidence to support there is a God existing who created the whole universe. Of course, I understand, for the from the liberal scientists, they argue, okay, so y- God, could come out of nowhere. Yeah, because they argue that even the universe just came out of nowhere from a Big Bang. So for me, definitely, I don't believe in any religion, but absolutely believe in God, the existence of God who created the whole beauty, beautiful universe. So for people, who deeply understand the universe and appreciate the beauty of the whole universe and still don't believe in God, I want to say that you are super mega super ignorant. All right, so try to think deeply and even the famous, I think one of the most famous scientists, Einstein, uh, strongly believe in God. Strongly believe in God. So what else do we need? One of the famous and the greatest contributor to the science, and he believes in God. So what else? What else do we need, right? Okay. Yeah, because I didn't talk about my background before, but today I have something very new, so that's why I say, okay, why not? All right, so just get back to my prompter. Let's see, what do I have on my prompter today? Of course, it's just the continuity of yesterday, but let's see what I have. Okay, let's talk about my jurisprudence, not prudence, because the way we just try to have the convenience in our pronunciation. So a lot of people gonna pronounce okay my jurisprudence, but because it's related to the legal system, so that's why I want to say okay, let's pronounce jurisprudence. All right. Okay. Let's. So just back a little bit from the background because I want to say one more time about the incidents because I did argue that. Of course, that's kind of speculation, but it's very strong speculation. If you say that the coincidence, so why my life so have so many coincidence like that? uh, we can say maybe that's a mega super coincidence, but I don't believe in that kind of coincidence. But this is some sort of planning, because okay, the hidden dirty beings put me in jail, and that is the second time in Doty's county jail. And the second time, when they released me right on the date. The Justice John Paul Stevens retired, or I can say resigned, because he was very was healthy, and he got the lifetime job. So it's very weird. It's very weird for him to retire, and also I call super mega super in coincidence, because why? Because right on that day, somehow the police officers just let me know. I just forgot how they communicated to me, but for sure I knew right on that day, when they roped me down to Salvation Army. Yeah, because at that time, of course, I had nowhere to go, so they just roped me down to stay temporarily at Salvation Army. So that's the super coincidence. Arrested me on the Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day, and then released me on the date that the Justice John Paul Stevens resigned. And maybe if you're watching my videos, right away John Paul, because I love John Paul II, the Pope, and that is something it's just like that's why I say everything you put together is super coincidence. So is there anything they want me to know, or suggest me something? From my perspective, I do believe that maybe they want to say, "Hey, go ahead and go get a law degree, and maybe you're gonna become a justice later." But so that's one of the reasons why I want to discuss with you about the hearing to confirm Justice Gorsuch. Uh, so this is the first time I watch a lot of the hearing. The first time I watch a lot of hours for justice hearing. Um, Also, let's talk more about the coincidence, right? So even in jail, one of the inmates, when he was talking to me, he told me that I am a smart man, and I told him right away, "Hey, I'm not smart. I'm not that smart, but I do believe that I am a wise man." So yeah, because honestly, to me, I think that in terms of smartness, I am only around average. But the way I live, the experiences I got from my childhood to my young adult, and then I I was facing so many difficulties, from a boyhood to a manhood, and even now I was still facing a very difficult, I can say, conundrum. Right, conundrum. That's a word, because why? I am on one side how can I side with the Democrats? Because my position in abortion, I absolutely still standing on my position about calling out the names like President Obama, Secretary Hillary Clinton, or Speaker of the House, former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, or even Vice President Joe Biden. All of these people, I do believe, one more time, I want to emphasize one more time, I do believe that they are professional criminals because the way they try to go out, galvanize people, mobilize, and advertise their position on abortion, uh, and what is their position in abortion? They allow people, or they supporting people to kill the unborn babies, just even right on the date the baby is due. So that's why I say absolutely this is position for some people it's kind of extreme, but you know there's no way you can argue about this position because it's just so horrified. So it doesn't matter what I say. That's a position. I think that's a very righteous and very correct position of mine. So now back to the question about does it have anything to do between a hidden dirty beings? Try to suggest me to get a law degree and maybe become a justice later. So that's why I try to give my perspective on our legal system. Through the occasion, the very special occasion of the confirmation of Justice Gorsuch. I do believe in this environment and in this setting, I do believe he will be confirmed. But I absolutely feel like uh, I'm 100% sure that I don't feel like to support his position. But I'm gonna tell you more later. But now let's uh, get on to some other opinions, and let's see what I have to say about it. Yeah, because my jurisprudence is very simple. Yeah, because for me, when I was watching the hearing, of course I kind of learned some more legal definitions. Uh, but for me, it's very easy for me to say that from my perspective, it's just like very much spontaneity. It is not like anything like concurrence or simultaneity. But for me, absolutely, yeah, because the definition of justice in this legal system is like totally different from my perspective. Yeah, because we just try to get someone to interpret the law. So for my perspective, why I say that much of the from much of the legal philosophy, I can say that we're gonna judge people from, of course, from the facts we got, and then from our conscience. If we just use only the text of the books, the Constitution or something like that, I am not sure where are we going. Where are we going? And I'm gonna dig deep into you know the uh, the situation later. But I just want to take one of the example because now I just remember that also at the time I was in Albany. Uh, I I think I have to tell a story because something related. So I'm gonna talk to Senator Cruz later on, and also Senator Rubio. But this is very important because now I just remember I did talk to Mr. James Holt about it is not very important, you know, for the legal system if we educate people well. Uh, this is something to do with Senator Cruz quote later. Actually, it's not his quote, but he got it some. He said that one of the very famous legal thinker. So just back to Mr. James Hall, brief story. Okay, at the time I was, kind of homeless and was living temporarily uh, at Salvation Army in Albany, Georgia. Uh, Mr. James Holt approached me and offered me that maybe I can come over to stay at his home, and I told him that okay, so maybe you have to consult with your wife first before I come over. So the next day, he came back to the park. Yeah, because at the time I didn't have anywhere to go, so I was usually hang around the park and one of the I think the river uh, down in Albany, and he told me that yes, he talked to his wife, and his wife agreed, and so I came over, and about this is one of the example I why I speculate that even the Catholic Catholic people and Christian people together they try to force me to get back to the church. Yeah, because Mr. and Mrs. James Holt, they are, I do believe that they are dedicated Christians, and they try to try to get me to church and even the Bible study on Wednesday, I believe. So, but I did confirm with them that I I don't believe in any religion, and my position is very strong. And at times we kind of argue a little bit, but the main point is the main point uh, the main point is I do recall that one of conversation I was talking to Mr. James Hall, and I did tell him um, we should educate people well. The legal system just kind of the secondary or the backup plan to deal with people. Uh, so that's why it has something very deeply to do with what Senator Cruz gonna say in this video. So that's why I say from my experience with Mr. and Mrs. Holt. I believe that in general they were treating me very nice, but after only around I think 2 weeks, they Mr. Holt asked me to leave, and without for me it's very interesting. Without a question, without a question, I uh, I just get my my suitcase just like that in maybe in 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes. Yeah, because it's absolutely no surprise to me because with my mentality at the time, I do believe that there's something sensitive when they ask me to stay over, at their home, and also at the time, talk to me about like religions and marriage and stuff like that. But uh, I was kind of very strong with my position. So that's why maybe I just say that's maybe they thought, they just couldn't convince me to get back to the church, something like that. Uh, so that's why they just asked me to leave. But when, of course, when I get my luggage and everything, the suitcase, only one small suitcase. Yes. Once again, Mr. Holt just took me down to Salvation Army. So very much in general, I can say that they was treating me nice, but maybe they couldn't get what they want, so that's why they asked me to leave. And talking about try to get me back to church, I say okay, yes, I'm gonna come to church with you sometimes, but talking about try to be a member or back to any kind of religion. I did tell him, I did confirm my position very strong that religion is not for me, and maybe that's something that made him mad, or it just feel like there's no way that they can you know get me back to Christianity or something like that. And also one more, if talking about Mr. Holt, maybe two more things I want to share. It's very interesting. Two more things. Uh, Absolutely. At that point, I did write the poem. No left, no right. I'm on no side. No red, no blue. God knows who's who. And no black, no white. I'm on no side. No shit, no bull. God knows who's who. At that point, I did write the poem already. But it's very interesting. I didn't share with Mr. Holt, but it's very interesting that at one time yeah, because all of my my hands, these two hands is kind of very balanced. I'm gonna show you later in terms of like juggling the tennis balls, or even some very special stuff regarding to the tennis balls. Uh, so that's why I say that my hands look like it's got a very balanced. So I sometimes I use my right hand to hold a cup, and sometimes I use my left hand to hold a cup, and and somehow Mr. Ho just spotted out and had some kind of comment about that, and uh, he said something about okay, like he kind of never use his left hand or something like that to hold a cup. I say, hey, that's for you. It's just for me. It's different. So it's kind of something is kind of sensitive too because it's like I say, he did tell me that he was a Republican and he said that before he was a Democrat and then he tried to convert to a Republican and also one of very you know important incident. Now I don't remember exactly, but he told me something about President President Bush at the time. He told me that he President Bush loved broccoli, uh, something like that, because I do believe that on you know on that day we had broccoli for dinner. So he share with me the story about President Bush, who loves eating broccoli. And I did remember I told him that hey, it just really it doesn't matter who who likes or dislikes broccoli. If I like it, I'm gonna eat it. If I don't like, I'm not gonna eat it. So it doesn't matter at all to me. But that's why I say that maybe he just spotted out, or he just had a conclusion that maybe I'm kind of a person that's um, unconvertible, or it's just like maybe no cure for me in terms of religion or my political stance. So that's why he asked me to leave. So just briefly about Mr. Holt, but because it's very interesting. One of the very interesting thing when I was living in Albany, and okay, so let's get back to oh I talked to you about Mr. James Hole because I want to prepare you for Senator Cruz, what he's talking about in this video. So now when you watching this video, you're gonna see right away is kind of interesting because you know what I you know had in a conversation with Mr. James Hall, and what Senator Cruz is talking about here in this video. So take a look, and we're gonna discuss more about it.
Famously observed, in heaven there is no law, and the lion lies down with the lamb. In hell, there is nothing but law, and due process is meticulously obeyed. And living in a situation where, by the count you just shared, there are over 300,000 potential crimes in a regulatory sense, at some point makes it exceedingly difficult for an honest citizen to conduct himself or herself in a way that doesn't run afoul of the law. And that is something.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about. But first, I think we should ask the question that So according to the statement, so we have to ask the question that are we living in heaven or we living in hell? So yeah, because in heaven, according to the legal thinker, right? we don't have any law. We don't have any law. So it's very interesting because it has something to do with my discussion with Mr. Holt. Uh, yeah, because yes, to me, the legal system is just like the plan, the backup plan to deal with all kind of the criminals and to deal with all the frauds in our society. But in general, if we educate people well, of course we don't need the legal system. So that's that's one of my very very big jurisprudence. Yeah, because I told you already. For me, I rather to stick with the spontaneity, uh, instead of a simultaneity. Um, yeah, because I do believe in the Supreme Court we have nine justice nine justices, and nowadays we usually have the split like 5-4-4-5, something like that. So in terms of the jurisprudence at a, or at a time we having, I think it's something is greatly bother me because the definition of a justice, the definition of justice is way off my mind. So that's why for the people, or even for I call the hidden dirty beings who suggest me to get a law degree and try to get into the legal system and be a justice, I think maybe they don't know much about me. They don't know much about me because with my mentality and with my belief and convictions, there is like zero zip, the chance of zip to get past the Senate. And by the way, what is Senate is doing, I have to tell, talk to maybe for the very low information watchers. I want to say that, just in brief, for this setting, the Senate is the highest, le- le- the highest legislative body of the land. So that's why they they're gonna approve, or they have the power to disapprove Judge Gorsuch to be a justice. So I'm gonna talk about why I say that the Senate is kind of very inept in terms of uh, making the law. At the same time, they don't know much about the reality. I'll talk about later. But okay, so that is for the Senator Cruz video, and you know briefly about one more point about Senator Cruz. Yeah, because at the same hearing, it's very sad to see Senator Cruz talking to Judge Gorsuch about the presidents. Uh, because for me, it's very, very important to get, a justice who strong enough or strong conviction to overturn the Roe v. Wade. But that's why I say it's very sad to see Senator Cruz, when talking to Judge Gorsuch, he tried to emphasize the importance of precedents. Um, Because now if the 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 church, the future justice Gorsuch, try to have the commitment with the presidents. So how he's gonna vote to overturn Roe v. Wade? Because look like that's kind of promise already. So later on, they kind of lock him into the position, not to challenge Roe v. Wade. So it's kind of very sad. It's very sad. So one more time, I want to say that that's why I concluded that it's something is or I can say that some hidden force, very 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 powerful force to deal with all of the senators and the Congress women and congressmen, so to make them not not to challenge not to challenge the Roe v. Wade. So that is something to do with the conspiracy theory of depopulation. To my mind, it's not a conspiracy anymore, but at least nowadays, to the politicians and to the journalists and to the very powerful organization in this society, I do believe that they see the depopulation just like the conspiracy. But deep down in my heart, I don't feel like that's a conspiracy, but I think that is the reality and the fact about our society. There is a hidden powerful force in this society. You know, by any cost, they try to reduce the population of the world. So any cost, or you can say any kind of tricks, dirty tricks, they try to do. They try to manipulate and they try to control the politician. So nobody dare to challenge Roe v. Wade. Even see Senator Cruz, one of the smart men. I do admire him in some sense, but he even calling out like Washington cartels at the time he's running for the president. Uh, uh, he's running for the presidency, but now look like he's kind of backing up a little bit to to fit into the context, to fit into the system, to work with President Trump. For a lot of people, they can say that it's kind of wise, but for me, I think it's kind of sad. Because why? Because um, no, yeah, I usually have the example to talk to people. We can trade the apple and the orange, but we just cannot trade the lives of the unborn baby. We cannot trade it because yes, we can trade in general in terms of the economic wealth, or something like that. But if talking about life, no, it's not up for sale. It's not up for trading. So I hope uh, Senator Cruz gonna come to his sense once again later and try to emphasize about um, the precedence of the court when he was talking to Judge Gorsuch. All right. So now let's step on one more point. Why I say that I'm not really feeling good about Justice Gorsuch. Now he's not a justice yet, but actually, I think with this kind of environment, I think he will be confirmed. But it's sad. It's sad. It's uh, for me versus just Gaussius. I think, of course, for me, my background, without a day schooling about schooling on the legal system, or in general, I don't have any background in the legal system, or even I don't have any period of time that I try to dig deep into the legal system. But in general, for me, I think that for the common sense, I think I'm a very, very independent human being, and with that only, I can say that it's well qualify me to be the justice. But um, but with this setting, 100% sure for me, I can say 100% sure with my mentality, with my positions, no chance. That's a zip. No chance for me to pass the Senate. Even I can get any kind of law degree, or even I can get any kind of background. 100% sure is not going to be the case. So that's why for me, I think for me versus Judge Gorsuch, for the legal background, I have nothing to compare with him. But for the dependency, independence, uh, independence, and for the in general, for the um, intellectuals in terms of the science and everything, I do believe that I am better qualified. But what the hell? I can say we live in the environment. For the last video, I said that already. We live in an environment that is very tough. It's very tough for the next generations, to grow up to be decent human beings. So I do believe Judge Gorsuch will be confirmed, but for me, I think it's not up to my standard. All right, and here is one of the reason why I say that he's not qualified. Take a look.
A person may not discharge an employee who refuses to operate a vehicle because the employee has reasonable apprehension of serious injury to the employee or the public because of the vehicle's hazardous safety or security condition. That's the law. And you decided that they had the right to fire him, even though this law says you may not discharge an employee who refuses to operate a vehicle, because he did operate the vehicle. Was that right? That's how you.
So that's so obvious to me. Uh, a normal church cannot make this easy mistake. No, it's just very the common sense. The law is like that, and the truck driver in the condition sub-zero, sub-zero in the temperature under the zero, and he just made a decision that he he had to go somewhere to to keep him warm, and maybe to avoid the death. Yeah, because if he's staying there and he fell into the sleep to asleep, and maybe he's gonna die during he was sleeping. So that's why I say with the normal church, there's no way you can decide a case like that. Of course, he didn't win a case because other churches, uh, in a majority. He was in the minority. So that's why I say this is one of the example I do believe that Church Gorsuch was manipulated by the hidden dirty beings. Yeah, because with my experience, I say that there's something wrong right here. There's definitely something deeply, deeply wrong right here. No, the law is like that, and the common sense is like that. How can you put together and decided that the company got the right to fire the truck driver? That is no, is is out of my comprehension. Absolutely out of my comprehension. So in this situation, I do believe Church Gorsuch, once again I want to confirm, was manipulated by some kind of power. I think so. I think so because with my experience, I say that it is very very sad. It's very sad to see that one of the very nice church. Uh, I think 97% of the time he's going with the majority of the court, and it's very interesting too. The court is what is this? The 10. Uh, is it the 10 appealing court? Um, I'm not sure the appealing court or the other system, but I know for sure that's the 10th. So this is a very good federal church, but somehow he got into one of the very very crazy incidents like this. So from my perspective, and also I listened to his explanation, and I think his explanation is somewhat. I think it is not satisfactory. So that's why I say I do believe some sort of manipulation going on with this case. Because the truck driver facing the death, and you know and somehow just Gorsuch just rule against him. That's something wrong. Definitely, that's something wrong. Uh, but should we just cherry pick one case only out of almost like 3,000 cases he ruled. So I'm not sure, but I say that 97% of the time he he goes with the majority 97 of the time. So that's why I say for this incident, I do believe there's just something wrong. But in general, I do believe with this environment and with this setting, he will be confirmed and he is qualified with the current legal system. But for me, no, he's not qualified. Okay, and for the next video, by the way, this is one of the great feature I talked to you about in the last video, because now I can use the YouTube video just as the reference. Yeah, because usually with the journalism, it's very strong to have some kind of reference to back you up. So that's why this is, I say, that's one of a very good feature. I don't have to download the video or try to cut and paste or something like that. It's gonna have cost me a lot of time. So I just directly get the YouTube video and show it to you. It's just quick like this. So one of the great feature I added during last week. Okay, so still about the confirmation of Justice Gorsuch. Uh, I want to talk to you about one of the very, very, I can say, one of the crazily inept Congresswoman. Uh, he actually she's very famous for the quote when she tried to get Obamacare past the Congress. She said something about okay, let's pass the bill, then you're gonna dig into the law to find out what the hell is in the bill. So even for me, I don't have any legal background. That is just very good luck for me too. But here is another example that showing that our system got something very very troubling about how we elect people and how the hidden dirty beings controlling the politicians. So it doesn't matter how inept they are, they still they still got elected. So let's take a look at the video clip that Nancy Pelosi talking about Judge Gorsuch.
If you breathe air, drink water, eat food, take medicine, or in any other way interact with the courts, this is a very bad decision. Well outside the mainstream of American legal thought, not committed to Supreme Court precedents.
So she talked about okay, even you you drink the water or eat food or something like that, breathing the air. So it's kind of threat to you when when Justice Gorsuch gonna take place in a Supreme Court. This is very crazy, yeah, because I don't know. I don't know. For me, I think a lot of other examples with the current Supreme Court. I can say that is they are just very very much more dangerous than just Gorsuch. So this is another famous and inept quote. Uh, you know Recently added to Nancy Pelosi's collection. Yeah, because I don't know. She just kept showing some kind of you know some kind of incompetent, incompetent and inept position about in general in terms of her leadership. Yeah, because see, she got into the position that we can say that position was the number three in our system. The president is at top, right, and then the vice president, and then the speaker of the house. So she was the speaker of the house, and I want to add that she was the most inept and incompetent speaker of the house ever in the U.S. history or maybe in the world. So all right, um, I want to move on to a very again. Uh, it has something to do with Justice Gorsuch in the near future. Because why? Because even one of the conservative senator, Ted Cruz, tried to emphasize about the presidents already, and at at the same time, we facing a very very difficulty in terms of overturn Roe v. Wade. So let's hear his own words, Senator Rubio, about abortion. Let's take a look.
Woman. On the issue of life, to me, the issue of life is not a political issue. It's a human rights issue, and it's a difficult issue because it puts in conflict two competing rights. On the one hand is the right of a woman to choose what to do with her body, which is a real right. And on the other hand is the right of an unborn human child to live. And they're in conflict, and as a policymaker, I must choose which one of these two sides takes precedence. And I've chosen to err on the side of...
And also, for the next video, yeah, because I was talking about this senator, a very young senator. Uh, Actually, I just want to tell you one fact. Senator Cruz, Senator Rubio, and also me, we are at the same age, just about 1 or 2 years difference. So that's why I admire them. Because why? Because they are just a very young generation of the leadership of America. So that's why I say even with their talents and their conviction, their beliefs in abortion, their position in abortion actually, still they couldn't do anything. So that's why that's very very sad for me. But uh, when I was talking about this special senator of Florida, I did say that he emphasized, you know, the next generation gonna look back and see us as what? As barbarians. And take a look. This is his words.
The truth is, I believe in all my heart that future generations will look back at this era in American history and condemn us. They'll look at what's happened here since 1973, and they will characterize this nation as barbarians. At some point, hopefully in our lifetime, but certainly at some point, people will look back at this practice and say, how could that be possible?
See, how could that be possible? The possibility is this is weird. On one side, we have 8 out of 10 people are against possible abortion. And at the same time, the law still existing. The law still allowing people to kill the unborn baby right on the date. Right on the date that the baby is due. One more time, it's not the conspiracy anymore. At least to me, it's not a conspiracy. It is the fact that the hidden dirty beings try to have the propaganda, try to have some kind of silly plan for the whole world to depopulate the world. So that is one more time. It's very sad. Uh, but for my contribution, like I say, uh, for my contribution, I just want to say one more time that I just try my best. I try my best to voice out because I I did everything in my ability, in my even my my talent as a musician, and now I try to get into the journalism, and hopefully uh, my voice will be recognized. And of course, my voice is the voice of the unborn babies who cannot have the voice for themselves. They cannot speak. What can they do, right? What can they do? That's why at some point I I, I did write on my website saying that maybe the hidden dirty being is gonna kill me just like another unborn baby. I'll talk about one of the song later when I mention about the situation. You know, uh, the situation I want to say, okay, maybe I'm just like the unborn baby. My voice, even now, maybe is not even heard by anyone. Even I try to post on a YouTube, and no one, no one watching, or no one even pay attention. All right, so that's very sad. But what the heck? Try to do your job. Try to do the right thing, as you know the former governor Huckabee usually say. Try to do the right thing, not the wrong thing, right? Try to do the right thing. So that is one of the big reason why I say the top the top body of legislation, that's the Senate, is very inept. Because why? Because the whole hearing of one of the top judge, that is the associate justice, the hearing to confirm the justice, and absolutely nobody, no senator mentioned about the partial birth abortion. They just mentioned about in general about the abortion, but nobody dare to talk to the public about what? About the fact is we killing the babies, the unborn babies, just right at on the date, right on the date the baby is due. So that's why I say how inept it is for the the top legal body of the land, that the Senate, right? Um, the Senate, like I say, got a lot of power in everything, especially with the legal system. Yes, they got a power to confirm the justice, and they got a power to confirm the federal uh, uh, churches. So they got a power to pass any kind of law. So they are holding a lot of power. But as long as with that kind of power, and they don't have, you know, the equal responsibilities, at least they don't assume the equal responsibilities. I just want to say that they are so ignorant, and they are so inept, incompetent, and maybe just like the puppets controlled by hidden dirty beings. No one dare to mention about that. No one dare to voice uh, for the unborn babies. Uh, they did mention about the abortion in general, but no. It's very important to tell the people that yes, at this point, at this point, our legal system is allow people to kill the unborn babies right on the day the baby is due. That is sad. That is sad. So that's why I want to say that okay, Senate, okay, try to prove to the general public or to me that is you guys are not inept. You guys are not incompetent. You guys are not controlled by the hidden dirty beings. Maybe they just try to, you know, to shove the money into your throat, so you just cannot say the right words. Okay, so that's sad. The more I talk, the more I feel like it's just very sad. So let's not talk about this anymore. Just move on to the next topic. Uh, okay, and let's see. what I have here. I did. One more thing about I want to say that for the whole hearing, of course, I didn't hear about the possible abortion, right? And I didn't hear about anything about genomic medicine or nanotechnologies. So that's why I say these important topics. I don't know. Maybe the the inept senators, they don't have the knowledge, or they just kind of ignore. But nowadays the reality is very important. Genomic medicines and nanotechnology. Senator Cruz came close when he's asking Judge Gorsuch about, okay, in general, nowadays, we have the fast movement in terms of technologies and the findings of the universe and stuff like that. But I want to say that it's not enough. It's not enough. Yeah, because specifically, we do have to mention about the nanotechnologies and the genomic medicine. One of the example I want to say, and this is also have something to do with abortion also, because why? Because nowadays, just right at the conception, we can prove that, we can have the DNA of the baby, of the future baby, right? Right at the conception. So, and then for the next day, we do have the heartbeat already. So that's why I say, hey, senators, one more time, I want to say you have to get into at least understand what the hell is going on in in the real world. The real world. The stem cell research is not enough. Nowadays we're talking about the genomic medicine already. Okay, the personalized medicine, or you can say, I think even the the casual term you can say, treating treat the gene a little bit. So I think these topics are huge, huge. Definitely have something to do with abortion, because we have the DNA already, and we even can predict, maybe at 50s or at 55, this future baby will have some kind of lung or heart disease or cancer. So right at the time we got the DNA, we know a lot about the human being. We know a lot about the human being already. So hey, senators and Congress men and women, try try your best to prove that you guys are not inept, you guys are not incompetent. So and now I want to talk a little bit about the nanotechnology. The nanotechnology is also very important, and also important in terms of we're dealing with the medical equipment, and we're dealing with especially the law, right? Especially the law. So let's take one example. Let's take one example. President Trump, only the first week in office, got a problem with, with the what he call the leak from the intelligence community. Uh, how how could he conclude that is from the intelligence community? Because why? Because he didn't understand a thing about nanotechnology. That's why he just rushed to the conclusion. Hey, this is something leaked from the Intel community. But from my perspective, I say, what the heck? He doesn't know a thing about the nanotechnology because why? Nowadays they can have the camera as small as just your hair. So how can you blame the Intel community when you don't know for sure? Yeah, because maybe some sort of hidden dirty beings, they have that kind of technology, and they're gonna use the technology for own their own benefits, or at least for their own group's benefits. We call the interest group, right? So that's the reason why I say nowadays it's very tough to judge, and so that's why I say, especially for the president, no, no way you just rush to the judgment, and you're gonna upset the whole ecosystem of the journalism, or upset a whole country. so try to take step by step, carefully. Okay, try to have a serious consideration on the word jurisprudence. Okay, so the nanotechnology, again, nowadays, one more time I want to emphasize, they can have the camera as small as your hair, as small as your hair. Okay, why? So you just imagine that. I want to get a little bit deeper, because why? It's important. The wire, the wire in the chip, the Intel chip right now, they're getting down to what? 10 nanometer. And let's imagine a meter is like this big, and 1 millimeter is just like this big. Okay, and imagine for a nanometer, 1 millimeter, we have a million a million nanometer inside of 1 millimeter. Imagine. So 1 million, 1 million, maybe, like I say, uh, maybe a better example, a better example. Talking about the hair, the hair is about just right about 100 micron, right? And 1 micron, we compare to 1,000 nanometer. So just for the diameter of the hair itself, we can have like around the nano 100. Okay, so we can have even 10 of the thousand, 10 of the thousands. Okay, that much, 10 of the thousands uh, uh, conductor, 10 of a thousand conductor inside of your hair. So that's why I say nowadays it's very easier. It's very easy to get the information if they have the top technology, if they have the nanotechnology with the chip, you know, using 10 nanometer technology, they can do anything. They can have even the bug, this very small bug, in your blood, to later on they try to do research to use the bug to kill the cancer cells, right? So that's why the nanotechnology is a very, very big topic nowadays in our life. And what? Look at the hearing. And if you're watching the justice hearing, I can say that, the Senate is just like nowhere. It's nowhere. Nowhere in terms of, understand or at least, try to dig into the topic. Or they're not allowed to talk about it. Or they're not allowed to talk about it because they're 100% controlled by the hidden dirty beings. So that's why I say that's, from my perspective, I say the hearing is very much nonsense. The hearing is very much nonsense, but what the heck? In this legal environment, with the reality we're dealing, I still can say that maybe almost like up to 90% that church gossips will be confirmed. So that's I want to point out. Okay, how inept it is for the Senate, the top legal body of the land. Okay, so let's see what the hell I have on my prompter right now. So maybe I'm done already. Hopefully, because I'm kind of tired already. But let's see. Okay. Very much. That's it for the Judge Gorsuch hearing. But now I just want to talk a little bit more about back to my arrest in Albany. What about the secret letter? And is there anything waiting for me in Delaware? Uh, is it Delaware or Delaware? Delaware, the state of Delaware. Okay. I briefly, just briefly, maybe I'm going to talk more about this letter, but just briefly. I got a very secretive and hidden letter from hidden dirty beings. That's a very long, long letters, long letters. They try to tell me that I am a very, very special person, very special human being, talented and a strong conviction and everything. The long letters, but the long letter, but I think at least like 10 pages. But I read only only the first 2 pages, and I say, what the heck? No, no, I don't want to deal with these kind of I say full of it, this kind of full of it, the bullshit. Yeah, because if they want to do something like that, show up in front of my face to talk to me, something like that. I very much greatly appreciate. Okay, but not about the hidden letter, the secretive letter like that. And also in that letter, they suggest me. They suggest me to move to Delaware. I still remember they asked me to move to what city is that? Is Dove or Dover in Delaware. And later on, I know more about the state, Delaware. I try to speculate that maybe in Delaware, the state of in general, the liberal. So maybe they kind of easier to deal with me. So that's why they asked me to move to Delaware. And also, I just want to speculate about another angle. Also, the state population is very small, so that's why it's much easier for them to get me through anything, even the election or some sort of stuff like that, right? It's just much easier for them to deal with me in Delaware. So that's one of the reason why I chose Texas. I chose Texas to move to. I'm not sure that's the right place. Even now, I'm not really sure yet, but that's why I chose Texas after California, because now California maybe I think I cannot even breathe. I cannot even breathe freely in California because see the kind of Nancy Pelosi or Loresta Sanchez, you know, those kind of people that Californians elected just make me kind of, unbreathable, unbreathable. So I just cannot condemn the whole state, but somehow I felt like I got a lot of pressure living in the state of California. So 100% sure, if my situation is not resolved, I will never live in California again. Maybe be back to visit my father's and my mother's graves, but I never live there again. So unless my situation is resolved, okay, and that's it for now. Okay, so it's it's a lot in this video already, and at some point in this video, I know that I lost the picture. I lost the actually my own picture, but but I just fixed it very quick, and now it's up again, and look like my application now is kind of stable, and I am thankful for that because I got a lot and a lot of pain and a lot of troubles with my computers and my software in general. So that's a plus. All right, that's a plus. 100% sure. Take care, and I'll see you.